Welcome. My name is Maggie Stiles, and I'm the Assistant Director of the Annual Catholic Appeal, and I will be your narrator throughout this recorded presentation. We want to thank you for taking the time to view our pledge processing video and hope you will find it helpful. What you will learn today: organizing the pledge envelopes and cards, processing online donations, data entry of pledges and gifts, processing blank envelopes or cards, sending in donations and reports, comparing your reports with the detailed donor report, reading other reports, the campaign status and rebate, reporting results through your bulletin, email, Facebook, parish app, and website. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of organizing the envelopes and cards, we want you to please remember that we do not process coins. So if you receive any envelopes that contain coins, we are asking you to open them and replace with cash. Open with another person present and initial, but we definitely need you to replace the coins because we will not be processing them. Organizing the envelopes and cards. First, fill in your parish ID number. But here's a tip. Before putting envelopes in pews or pledge cards in your mailings, put your parish ID on them in the bottom corner. Then you won't have to do it when it comes time for processing. Sort the envelopes and cards into piles, complete versus blank. If an envelope from a non-registered donor is submitted and they did not write your parish in to receive credit, include it on a separate report and note that they are not registered. Sometimes folks will visit your parish and turn in an envelope through you, but actually be registered at another parish. We won't know where the gift will be credited until we look it up in our system. However, your parish ID on the pledge envelope and card is important. If they are not registered at any parish, you would get credit. If an envelope from a parishioner comes in but they write in another parish to receive credit, create a separate report because we have to honor that request. The third step in organizing the envelopes and cards is alphabetize by last name. This is so that when you print out your PDS summary sheets, you can bundle them together quickly, or if you use our Excel template or manual form, you can enter the names alphabetically. Number 4, apply donor labels included in your material shipment. If you use your own labels, make sure the ACID is included. If it's not, and you put your labels on all the envelopes in that packet, the entire packet will be set aside for research, thus delaying input and reporting. And also, if you see any difference between the label and what's written on the envelope, use a red pen for any corrections you want us to notice. And then lastly, if you need to write notes to us, use Post-its. So here's an example of what the front of the pledge envelope and card looks like. And there are two things that we want to bring your attention to. The first is the label. So please place the label on the top right corner, at least a 1/4 inch below the edge. And I'll get to that asterisk in a minute. If it's too close to the edge, the envelope opener may damage the label, and we won't be able to read the ID or the parish ID. Speaking of IDs, again, important note, fill in your parish ID number on all the donations that you send in to us. So if a donor information is imprinted on the pledge card and there are no changes to the donor information, you do not need to affix the label. It's that simple. The great thing about online donations is you do not need to report them to the ACA office. Treat these email notifications as if the donation has already been sent to the ACA office. All you need to do is mark them in your database so the parishioner does not receive a follow-up letter. Please note, do not forward or reply directly back to these emails. If you have questions, please email the ACA office with your inquiry. Data entry and reports. You have 3 options for reporting pledges, one-time donations, pledge refusals, and prayers to the ACA office. The first, which is recommended because the majority of our parishes have this database, is PDS. Detailed instructions are included in the files you will download from our website on our parish resources page, and therefore will not be detailed in this presentation. The second is our fillable Excel template, which is also available for download from our parish resource page. That is an Excel spreadsheet that you type in the information and print it out. The third is a manual two-part form, which has to be ordered through our order site. And it's a two-part form in that there's a carbon copy underneath. And when you write down manually all of the pledges that you're sending in, you would tear those papers apart and send the yellow copy in with your pledge envelopes. Note this year we are asking you to please initial any printed reports you are sending in to us so that if we need clarification, we know who to contact directly. So here's an example of our fillable Excel template. If you're not using PDFs, we strongly encourage you to use this form instead of the manual two-part form. It's easier for us to read. It does the math for you. You can save it to your PC and use it over and over again. It's just a great tool. So for zero pledges or prayers, enter the name and then zero in the pledge and payment amount fields, and the zero will turn into a dash, and also enter the ACA ID number. For pledges, enter the name, pledge amount, payment amount, if a bank card is chosen, and the ACA ID number. And for blank envelopes, enter blank as the name and leave all other fields blank. Examples of these are in the screenshot to the left. So a blank envelope or card has no donor information. There are two ways you can process these donations. The first is do not open, leave them sealed. We highly recommend that. Write blank on the front and report it as such to us. The second way is opening blank envelopes. You must have another person present with you and open it together and put your initials on the front. Finding checks or bank card information, you can fill out the front of the envelope with the donor's name and information and use that information to fill out the report. Finding cash or coin, fill out the front of the envelope as blank. Use that information to fill out the report. As mentioned before, though, if coin is enclosed, replace it with cash. Do not tape open envelopes closed. For the volume of pledge envelopes that we receive, we use a machine to open them, and the tape jams the machine. So we really appreciate it if you don't use tape. Here's a final checklist before mailing processed envelopes and cards to the Archdiocese. Double check that the items are in alphabetical order and the number of items match up exactly to the summary sheet. Make sure the label name is the same as the name on the pledge envelope or card. Again, make sure your parish ID is on all envelopes and cards. And be sure to include a summary sheet, a PDF printout, Excel spreadsheet, or manual form, and make sure your parish ID is at the top. Once you have your envelopes and cards sorted, labeled, entered, and your reports are ready to go, now you can send them in to us. Be sure to keep a copy of the reports for your records to compare to the detailed donor reports that we will send to you. Bundle the donations with the report page they are listed on and secure with a rubber band. Seal all of them in an ACA Tyvek 9x12 envelope. We pay the postage and it comes right to us. If you are sending more than one at a time, go ahead and mark them 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3, etc. up by your return address so we know we got them all. And use the post office for mailing. Try to avoid leaving them in an outside mailbox at the parish for pickup. So here's one thing we really ask you to remember. Please do not hold donations for any reason. We want to do our best to honor the donor's payments requests, whether it's credit card or debit card, EFT, billing, and we want to thank them in a timely manner. After the second weekend of the appeal, we will begin our weekly upload of the detailed donor report to your ShareFile account. This lists every donation that has been received and processed for your parish by that date. We ask you to take the reports that you've saved and compare them with the report we sent to you for the following reasons. 1, to make sure that what you sent into us is received, and 2, to make sure that what you sent into us is correctly reported back to you. Parishes with PDS can print out an alphabetical list by last name of everyone with the permanent keyword and then compare it to the detailed donor report. How to read the detailed donor report in regards to parishioner gifts. And I'm just going to go from left to right to show you what each column looks like. First, we have our donor ACA ID number, and then the name of the donor by last name, the name of the donor's spouse, if applicable, the donor address that we have in our ACA database, the amount of the original pledge or one-time donation, the amount paid to date, the percent of what the donor has paid toward the pledge, and the date of the last payment received. Notice the 92 with a line underneath it in the first line. This shows you who's not yet paid off their pledge. Those who have paid off their pledges will not have this demarcation. Also notice on the second line that the pledge and payment are the same. This person made a one-time gift. Some folks don't make pledges and give a series of gifts. You will see this amount increase over time. How to read the detailed donor report in regards to matching gifts. This is what a listing of a matching gift looks like, and I'm just going to read it from left to right. First, you have the company ACA ID number. Then you have the name of the company who is matching the ACA gift, the name of the donors who requested a matching gift, and then all the way over to the right is the date of the latest payment received. In the case of matching gifts, you will also see the donors listed separately on your report by their last name so that you can see the status of their personal donations. This also applies when donors pay through a company, another individual, or a foundation. What do you do when you get the detailed donor report and find that some of your parishioners are not listed? Those you don't see are likely still in process, meaning we have to look them up, call the donor for clarification, etc. Wait until the beginning of June to contact us if you find any discrepancies between your donor list and ours. By this time, the majority of gifts are in and processed by that time. When you do find discrepancies, send an email to aca@seattlearch.org and include the following information: your parish name, ID, and ACA research in the subject line, Archdiocesan ID of donor, complete name of donor and address. This is especially crucial if you don't have the Archdiocesan ID number, the description of research needed. Now, through this communication process, we will be able to tell you why a donation you sent in does not end up on your report or why it's not on your report yet. Once you've started to receive detailed donor reports back from the ACA office, you can start reporting results to your parishioners to keep the momentum going. You could do this through your parish bulletin, email distribution lists, parish website, parish Facebook page, parish app, and the thermometer. The thermometer is the physical thermometer, but also the electronic thermometer you can put on your parish website as well. Throughout the appeal, you will receive 2 additional reports that will keep you up to date on how your parish is doing overall. These are the campaign status report and the rebate status report. And I'm going to go through both of those in the next couple slides. The campaign status report. Here is a snapshot of what the campaign status report looks like, and I'm just going to walk you through it from left to right, showing you what each column stands for. First, you have your parish listed by ID number, your parish ACA goal, the total raised to date in pledges and one-time gifts, potential rebates to date, percent of goal to date, average gift amount, number of families who have donated, pledge refusals and prayers, number of households in your parish, and the number of donors divided by the number of households will give you the percent participation. This particular report gives you a snapshot in time on how your parish is doing so that you can give updates to your parishioners through your website, email, and social media. Here is what the rebate status report looks like, similar to the campaign status report, but focuses on rebates. So you start with your parish listed by ID number, your parish ACA goal, total raised to date in pledges and one-time gifts, pledge payments and one-time gifts paid to date, the total rebate amount coming to your parish, and the percent fulfilled of the total pledges and one-time gifts. This particular report gives you a snapshot in time on how much your parish will receive in rebates or how much more you need to go until you get there. What happens if a credit, debit card, or EFT is declined, lost, or has changed? We send the donor a fulfillment letter asking them to provide updated information, directing them to either call us, send back the letter, or go online to the donor services page at www.seattlearchdiocese.org/DS. What if a donor calls the parish to change bank account information? You can direct them to our donor services page so that they can update their information online. You can give them our contact information, or you can give us their contact information for us to reach out to them. What are the pre-printed labels you send to me? The labels are sent to you in your material shipment and are the list of your parishioners that we have in the ACA database. These labels are for processing only and are to be placed in the upper right corner of the pledge envelope or card. If you print your own label, be sure the donor's ACA ID is on it. If it is not, your entire packet is set aside for review because each envelope needs to be researched, which will then delay reporting to you and thanking the donor. If the donor information is imprinted on the pledge card, what do I do with the label? There is no need to use the label, so you can discard it. This is especially important if you use labels to determine your follow-up recipients. Why do I need to send in reports so often? We need to honor the donor's payment requests and thank them in a timely manner, so please do not hold donations for any reason. Why do I sometimes see a donor listed twice on the report you send to me? Donors sometimes send in payments to their business or investment company. If the payment comes to us this way, we list both separately for accounting and tax purposes. Also, if a donor requests a matching gift through their employer, the match will show up on your report under the company name. Here is our contact information. Monica Lewis is the director of the ACA, Maggie Stiles, the assistant director, Nancy Kitterman is our database specialist. Our PDS contact is Brian Gummersall. If you have any questions about PDS, please don't hesitate to contact him. Thank you. This concludes our recorded presentation on Annual Catholic Appeal Pledge Processing, and we hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact us. We look forward to working with you in the coming appeal.